welcome to my channel. My name is Sylvia and in today's video I will do a walkthrough of the Radiant Crystal deck. I found this deck on Kickstarter actually, and I backed this straight away back in 2021. It was right when I was doing my quest to find the perfect crystal deck, and I was really struggling at the time because I was diving deep into the meaning of many crystals. I was doing a little workshop on my own back then when I was creating my own bracelets and little necklaces, and I was definitely struggling to find sources about crystals without having to rely on books and online Googling and just websites generally. I just wanted to have the information packed in a little box and just pull a card whenever I needed. And none of the decks that I could find online were diverse enough for me. I don't know if that's how I'm supposed to say, but I just guess like they didn't have enough cards in them that would satisfy me, or the crystals that they included just were not resonating with me. And then I came across this deck and I saw how beautiful it was, and I backed it straight away. It's by BouchetteDesign. I think she is located in the US. And she is also the creator for the Meraki Tarot, so you might be familiar with her from there. But let's focus on this deck and the beautiful box that it came in. I don't know what this effect is called in English, but I love how glossy and shiny the flowers are, while the rest of the box is a matte design. Let's open it. And this is what the deck looks like. It's a pretty chunky deck with a beautiful lilac or lavender edging. I'm in love with this color. I just love how soft the palette of the entire deck is. The cards are quite chunky. As you can see, my hands are actually pretty large, but even I do have a little bit of difficulty to hold this deck. I don't even try to shuffle it because it flies everywhere. But to compare it with a standard size card, yes, here I have my Centennial Tarot, so it's quite a bit bigger. I think this is probably the same size as the Moonchild Tarot. So even if you're not familiar with this deck, maybe if I mention the Moonchild, you can imagine how big this is. This deck doesn't come with a guidebook, but every information on the crystals are going to be written at the back of the card, so it doesn't really have a backing. It's just all the information that you need to know. But then it's coming with a few information cards. So let's go through them first. Here is the welcome card. And the little introduction includes: the Radiant Crystal cards are a wonderful companion to everyday crystal work and all forms of divination. I carefully chose the most widely used stones that work with our daily practices and designed the front of the cards to act as an oracle, with the flip side as a beautiful informational tool. This deck is full of inspirational energy, information, and crystal power. And there's a lovely signature here. I'm not sure if it's just for Kickstarter backers, or if she signed every single deck that she sells now. It's got an illustration of the chakra as well. because she designed the cards by color. So if you would like to do chakra work, then this is also a deck that might be really useful for you. And then she's got some information on chakras as well if you are just getting started with them. Some more information about chakras. And then she introduces us to crystal grids as well. And then we've got a list of all the crystals that she picked for this deck. And now we have the cards. Just look how beautiful it is with the watercolor background. I don't really remember if the actual images of the card is a photo or if she drew them, but either way they are stunningly beautiful. And if she actually drew the cards, then like I'm super impressed. I think to draw something as photorealistic as these ones, you just have to be really, really talented. But then they might just be photos. I'm really not sure. But let's see in more depth the first card, Amazonite. It's got some keywords on the bottom: hope, faith, expression, and inspiration. And on the flip side, we've got even more info, like this crystal, illustrated crystal here with the color of every chakra that the stone resonates with. And then the primary chakra, astrological sign, an affirmation, and a little bit of spiritual description of each crystal. And then it's got a flower association as well. It's very concise and it's exactly what I was looking for. Amber, amethyst, ametrine. It's so beautiful. Look at that. So pretty. Angelit, apatite, aqua aura quartz. Just I love how much the painting behind the image gives to the vibe of the card. And I'm sorry if I butcher any of these names. I'm more familiar with how we pronounce them in Hungarian, to be honest. Azurite, banded agate, banded amethyst, so beautiful, so pretty. And as you can see, the deck is pretty well divided between the most well-known crystals like amethyst or apatite to the lesser known ones. So I think with 80 cards altogether, this deck has 80 cards, everyone finds a crystal or two that they can study. Citrine, it's one of my favorites. Just love how happy and carefree the energy it gives. Emerald, it's got the most precious stones as well in this deck. It doesn't have diamond, but it's got emerald, and then we will have sapphire and ruby as well. Oh, excuse me, here is our diamond. Look at this, so pretty. This labradorite is one of my favorites. Moonstone, so beautiful with the blue shimmer. I will set this card aside because I will want to show something later on. Yes, here we are. Let me bring the Moonstone card back next to the opalite. I'm really glad that both of these stones are included in the deck, because opalite is, at least where I'm from, it's often sold as moonstone, and a lot of people actually think that this is the actual real moonstone, when it's a completely different gemstone with different meaning and different energy as well. And I think this stone should be talked about a lot more, so people would know more about it. Like, for example, how this is actually white labradorite. That's why the shimmery blue is so similar. So I'm really glad that both of these are included in the deck, so there's no confusion left. And we even got pearl, so pretty. Just I love how shimmery it looks. And the cardstock is a matte cardstock. It's got a very buttery soft feel, It isn't rose petals, so that makes this deck easier to shuffle, but for some reason they still love to stick together. I can't imagine what it would look like if the designer went with an actual rose petal finish, which I think she planned on. I think that was something she brought up during her Kickstarter campaign, but I believe it's actually really amazing of her to listen to her backers when they discussed which card finish she should go with on the final product. And here is Ruby. And Sapphire. Oh, this is the most beautiful blue ever. Selenite. Smoky quartz. Snowflake obsidian. Sodalite. Sandstone. This orb really looks like the sun to me. Tanzanite. Tiger's eye. Tourmalated quartz. Turquoise. And Unakite. So 50 cards altogether, and yeah, you see how hard they are still sticking together. It's really difficult to handle them. I'm not even going to try to riffle shuffle them because I'm not very good at it, and I just know that would be a disaster right now. Well, actually, let me show you, because some of you guys are really so good at it, even though me with my big hands still struggle. Yeah, it's hurting my joints to refresh shuffle this deck, but that's not gonna put me off from using this, not ever. I think this was the perfect choice to go with for me, and I'm really glad that I waited before I bought my crystal deck, because otherwise I would probably not have backed this, and then I would have missed out on this gorgeous, gorgeous deck. So that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.